Okay, part 3 event commands, and this one is going to be a lot faster because most of these commands are pretty much the same. So why didn't I just attack it on the other one? Alright, well, let's get into it. Battle processing. This is basically when you call a battle for the default battle system, which sucks. Continue even when loser. That sounds like some English. I can't even say English. God damn it, I quit. That just sounds awkward to me. Anyway, so can you run from battle? Can you, like, does the game end when you lose? And then you choose the troop, which is like which battle you're gonna face. Shop processing, open the default shop. Again, you can click this and choose the item, the weapon or armor they sell. The price is default to the database. Name input processing. Okay, so this is going to go back to something I said in the first part. So, how this works, and I believe this does not work in Pokemon Essentials, or at least did not work in an older version of it. Maybe it was fixed eventually. What this is it'll allow you to input a name for your character. Now this is not, I believe, how the input name works in Essentials, but aside from that, it's useful in traditional RPGs, or non-Essentials games. You can choose which character you're naming, and you can choose how many characters you, like, letters. There's 2 types of characters here. How many letters you want for the name. Now, where this gets interesting is because you can use this for puzzles. So, say you want to enter a password, right? What you do is you use a name input process. So you have the player enter the name and you kind of disguise it so the player doesn't know that they're naming a character, but you can say the password is password. So 8 characters. Effectively, we're naming this dummy hero password. Then we go back to our conditional branch, and this is what I was saying about after name applied. So you can use a condition for if a character has a certain name. Meaning, you can turn this name entry into a password, text entry thing. Which is really cool. You're gonna want to be careful about the GUI that shows up, or HUD, or whatever you want to call that, when you enter a name, though, because I know in RPG Maker 2003, which is where I did this, it would display the face set of the character you were naming. So you would need to either modify the script to change that, or use a face set graphic that looked generic enough that looked like something that could be a password entry rather than a character. So that's like a pseudo text password thing. It's really cool. I wish it worked in Essentials because that would make my puzzle life a lot easier. Maybe I'll test if it does again sometime. Anyway, so that's the name of the processing secret. All of these, dear lord, are for the default battle system. So if you're here for Pokemon Essentials, then you can just pretty much ignore literally all of this. Change HP. The full party, this, sorry, I had to take a drink because I'm super thirsty. Anyway, so, you can increase HP by an amount, variable, etc. Allow knockout in battle, I believe, means... Oh, yeah, because you can call this command from a battle. A lot of these commands will be called from a battle, in fact. Because in the troops setup of the database, you have an event processing thing here. Which is kind of cool. Makes the default battle system not completely worthless, even though it still is. So, those are some interesting conditions. But yeah. So you can use change HP here, and the allow knockout in battle means that, if you're decreasing the HP of a hero by more than a half, do you want it to kill them or not? So that can be some, you know, story that control. Change SP, which I believe is like mana, same story. Change state, give them a status. Now, despite the fact that most of these will be used in the battle window, these things like change HP, SP, state, recover all, this can be done, I believe their cover all actually works in Essentials, but this can be done from the map too. Change EXP, change level, you know, this is all fairly identical. Change parameters, this is like you're editing their stats. Change skills, you could learn something mid-battle if you wanted. Change equipment, etc. Change actor name. Don't know why you would want to do that mid-battle, but there's an auto change for it if you want to do that from the field. Actor class, if you want to make a class system. Actor graphic, it's fairly self-explanatory. Enemy HP, this will only be in battle, of course. Again, if you allow it to die from this. Enemy SP, change their mana or whatever. Enemy state, enemy recover all, enemy appearance, this is all pretty much the same thing. Enemy transform, you know, what kind of monster do you transform into? Ghost transform into Kraken, because that makes sense. Show battle animation, just like on the overworld, same thing. Deal damage, force action, you can make this, you can make a battler do a specific thing. Again, for story purposes, I guess. Action target, index 5. Not entirely sure what that means, but if I had to take a guess, it would be like the 5th monster in a troop or something. Execute normal sequence would be like, so if you're using a basic turn order, is it going to go, is this move going to happen when it would normally be used by the character, or is it just going to precede everything else and go forth? Abort battle is what it says on the tin. You should abort battle because the default battle system sucks. Okay. Sorry, I haven't made fun of it enough. I've got to fill my quota. Call menu screen, call save screen. Those are both, you know, I believe mainly for the traditional RPGs. Again, I haven't had a need for that in Essentials, but it's there. Maybe. Game over. You won't be using that in Essentials, but it's an option for events in traditional RPGs. Return to title screen, exactly what it says. And finally, script. Script window. The lines are not as long as one might hope. So that can cause some problems with Ruby scripting because it is occasionally line sensitive, particularly if you are like line breaking in the middle of a word, it'll get confused. But there's a workaround for this in a program that comes with Pokemon Essentials called Extend Text. It expands the script window so you can do more stuff, and you don't generally have to worry about line breaks. But it does the same for messages, by the way, but I believe there's a sort of common problem with Extend Text EXE where it just kind of decides to stop working forever. So I can no longer get it to work, otherwise I would show you guys. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. If it does, well, good luck. Honestly though, you don't usually need to use scripts that are that long because you should probably, if it's a very complex function, just be calling a method in the script file itself anyway. So, that's the thing. That wraps up the event commands. This allows me, having done this, to go into some more Pokemon Essentials specific stuff, or maybe, you know, more detailed tutorials on other things. So, I'm certainly open to questions. I have a few that I need to do already, to be sure. But if you have specific things you'd like me to go over how to do, feel free to let me know, and I will look into making a video or something for that. So thank you for watching, and yeah, do the things, whatever it is you intend to do with this program.